Can this junk packing foam be a hidden pressure sensor? Sounds crazy, right? I mean, if I take a standard piece of packing foam and hook it up to a multimeter, absolutely nothing happens. It's a total insulator. However, when I do the exact same thing with this black foam, suddenly we get a reading. This foam is acting as a resistor, but not only that. Look at what happens when I squish it. As the foam deforms, the resistance drops. And the reason for that is this is conductive foam. It's engineered with carbon additives to shield electronics from static discharge, essentially acting like a squishy Faraday cage. But its pressure-sensitive resistance begs the question, can we harvest that change and turn literal trash into a functional pressure sensor? To find out, I'm fashioning a makeshift electrode by taping jumper wires and aluminum foil to the foam, then sandwiching it with a second layer to double the squish range. A simple piece of cardboard on top will act as my pressure plate, and now we should have a complete sensor rigged from total junk. Testing out the sensor with the multimeter, we can see that when I place a weight on top of the cardboard, the resistance actually changes. There's just one hurdle though. My microcontroller and ESP32 can't read resistance directly. It only speaks the language of voltage. However, since voltage and resistance are tied together via Ohm's law, I'll rig up a voltage divider circuit. The foam will act as one resistor, and for the other, I'll need to match the foam's resting resistance to keep our signal in the most linear part of our ADC range. I don't have a 120 kilo-ohm resistor handy, but I can chain a bunch of smaller ones in series to hit the target. Now that I have my resistors set up, I'll add in our microcontroller to read the change in voltage, and thus the change in resistance. I wrote some code to push the data wirelessly to my phone, although using Wi-Fi on the ESP32 might have been a mistake since the radio noise can actually interfere with the exposed high impedance resistors. Still, after zeroing the baseline and setting a threshold, we actually have a working sensor. And what was really wild was just how surprisingly sensitive it was. With a bit of tuning, I was able to detect a weight as small as 10 grams, which is pretty wild for a sensor made of packing material. But I was kind of curious of what the data looked like. So I added a log to take 10 sample bursts to average them out into a CSV file, and then started collecting ADC readouts at known masses placed on top of the pressure plate. After plotting weights from 0 to 145 grams, the data looked remarkably linear. When I added a linear fit, the trend line was a close match. Does that mean this could actually be a scale? To find out, I updated the code to automate the calibration. It takes measurements at known weights, calculates the slope, and uses the 0 ADC value as our primary variable on our slope equation. To try and address the flicker, I also made the final readout use a 50-point moving average. After calibrating, I grabbed the known mass of 20 grams and placed it on top of the sensor. After letting the readout settle, it came surprisingly close to the expected value. I then pushed it to the upper limit, 100 grams, and this time it was slightly less accurate, but still within 10%. Honestly, not too bad for a piece of trash. Lastly, I grabbed an object of unknown weight, a 9-volt battery. Our foam scale predicted roughly 42 grams. To fact check this reading, I pulled out a more accurate scale. Our calibrated scale read 45 grams, which, compared to the 42 predicted from the foam scale, is not too shabby. However, as awesome as this is, reality set in quickly. The calibration drifts, and the results aren't perfectly repeatable. Retesting that same 9-volt battery gave me a reading about 5 grams heavier this time. I also noticed a memory effect in the data. The reading changes depending on whether you're adding weight or removing it. This is called hysteresis and is a mechanical lag caused by the foam's elasticity. The cells don't spring back at the same rate as they compress. So overall, while this foam won't replace a laboratory scale, we still successfully harvested a physical property and turned a piece of garbage into a smart sensor capable of predicting mass, albeit with some variance. And with that said, I certainly had fun playing around with this foam, and thank you for watching.